Hello, day 38. Welcome back to yet another stream. Today we're going to be continuing on with the intermediate algorithm scripting section, which is really exciting. We managed to do, I think, about 2 or 3 challenges yesterday, and I'm hoping to get a few more done today. This is quite fun because it's not new things that we're being taught. It's more kind of like a revision, repetition type of thing where we have to solve challenges based on our current skills, which I find is a lot of fun because it will also be able to tell me where I'm struggling and what I need to improve on. And yesterday we did relatively well. I was trying to do some more advanced higher order functions, but yeah, I don't think I really struggled. I think it was more the execution of how to get things going the way I wanted to. But that was fun. It was really good to see that I, for once, didn't have to struggle and I had to just build things. So let's see where we stand going forward. They usually make it easier in the beginning, and it tends to get increasingly harder as things progress. But I guess we'll see now where we stand with this, won't we? Cool. So what are we gonna do? Wherefore art thou? Make a function that looks through an array of objects, first argument, and returns an array of all objects that have matching name and value pairs, second argument. Each name and value pair of the source object has to be present in the object from the collection, if it is to be included in the returned array. For example, if the first argument is first Romeo, last Montague, first Mercutio, last Null, first Highbold, last Capulet, and the second argument is Capulet, then you must return the third object from the array, the first argument. Jeez, they really don't way to confuse you, because it contains a name and its value that was passed on as the second argument. Remember to use, yeah. So if the argument is last Capulet, then we must return the third object from the array, because it contains a name and its value. Well, it contains one of them, either first or last. Okay. Ooh, where to begin? So make a function that looks through objects and returns an array of all objects that have matching name and value pairs. Okay, what kind of array would we have to deal with? Do we have to find something? Looks through an array and returns a value. Do we use filter for this, maybe? Because in their example, what is in a name? Apple 1, Apple 1, Apple 1, bat 2. Apple 1 should return apple, 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 bat. Why is it returning an extra apple 1? Wait, hold on, what's going on here? That's the first argument. Oh, right. Apple 1, Apple 1, Apple 1, bat 2. There are 3 apples, should return. And yet another one, what the hell? So this is the first. Oh no, that's what we're looking for. Should return apple 1, apple 1, apple 1, and bat2. So it should return the entire object if it exists. Jeez. Might have to use multiple now. I'm just trying to think what. We need a return the object from the array. Okay, so these are all objects in an array. At least we know about that now. Wonder. So we need to find an object where a key, in this case, is found. So if we find the key last Capulet, then it needs to return that entire thing. Where do we even begin? Jeez. Guess we gotta start somewhere, huh? So the collection is the list of objects. So let's begin. Let's do a log. Let's see what we're working with right now, in what format. So it's an object. We got 3 objects. We're gonna do JSON.stringify. So if I wanted to access the first item, would I do collection 1? Yeah, I would. Okay. So I just got to get the index that it's currently at. So maybe let's do a for each. Collection dot for each, where this is the element. Let's log the element. You know what I want to do? I need to create a function just for me that prints out the log in stringify format. So function, let's do log s, right? And we give the it will take like a variable, and what it will do is return console.log the variable, but stringify it. Because I have to keep typing in stringify every single time, and that's just going to waste time. Should we just do like log JSON? Log s is going to be easier to type, so log s in the variable. Because in that way, I can do log s and the variable. You see how much easier that is? Instead of having to freaking type stringify every time, just log s l. There we get first. Cool. So we got the 3 objects. Now that we know what they are, we need to check what is the source. Log s. Hold on, let's get out of here. Log s source. God, I love this. So we need to somehow find if it's in there. I feel that we shouldn't be using for each. There are object-specific methods that we can use. So let's go find them. Oops, skulls. Because we treating it as an array, but we can use object methods instead. Accessors, maybe? No? Check if there's something in the ECMA file. Define property. Accessing properties. Returns innumerable properties as an array. Object.keys. Let's try that. So object.keys and then the object. So object.keys. Would that work for L though? Oh, we got something. We got first and last. So that's the keys. How's that any different though to us just using it as it was as an array? Because we still get first and last. Then if I wanted log s l, let's say 0. I think, hold on, let's just see. Can I get, that's last Capulet. Wait, no, that's the source. That's L. How do we get inside? Would we go dot first? Yeah. So first is for that key. But we don't know which it would be. It would be either first or last. I think what we need to do is get the key for our source. That's the first thing we need to do. So we need to do log s source. That gives us that. But then we need to do object.keys source. So we need to know what our key is. So last. But we need, do we only really care about the value? That's what I'm thinking about now. Probably not. We need both. Because if it was just one, it would match something else. But how? Get own property names. Get own property names. Same as source. Okay, so I'm just trying to think now. So we need something check if property see if there's a method that exists for this specific instance. Dot values. Dot values? They don't specify this. There's dot keys, but this is ES5 stuff. I'm trying to find that list where I could see every method that you can call on an object, but not a property. This is part of ECMA 2017. Ah, okay, that's probably why. Wait, was your stream always 720? Yeah, it was. Hey, Verani. Why? Let's see. So source and keys and get on property is the same, so we don't need that one. Okay, why is that like good thing, bad thing? Prototype. Add properties, prevent changes. Auto changing many objects. Auto change an object property. I thought it was 1080. Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't be able to watch then. I would stream at 1080p. I mean, I could stream at pretty much 4K. I got the bandwidth for it, but then mobile users would buffer. Already some people buffer. And yeah, so it's kind of just to make it accessible to everyone, really. I made a cool little function, by the way. I keep calling JSON.stringify each time, so I made a function log_s. So it console logs, and then whatever variable I pass in, it just stringifies it. So I could just call log_s now, because otherwise every time I have to put in JSON.stringify, and it's so annoying. So I'm getting a little bit better with things. I could probably give it a better description name instead of log_s, but I mean, you want to keep it short. Now I don't have to type console.log every time either. Just logs. log_s, log string. Okay, so there's the object. And that's the keys that that object has. How do we get Capulet from it? If that's last... So... let source key equal to object.keys source, right? Then how do we get the value? Could we do source key? Is it .value? Values? Is that a thing? Do I need... No? Because source key, that returns the key. How do you get the value of a key? I was struggling because I can't find the definitions for objects. I can find it for every other thing, like a string, but W3 Schools doesn't seem to have a list of them. It has them for ES5, but that's all the new stuff. I need like the original stuff. There's definitions, but it's not definitions. I need the list of all object like methods that you can call on an object. Unless it shares them with arrays, I don't know. So accessing its .property, but what if you don't know what the property is? Well, we got that, that's the keys. We want the value. Anyway, let's see what this... object.keys. Okay, here it is. So, this is better. But what spec is this? Well, it'd be nice if they said, is this like standard? Is it the ECMA 5, 6, 7? So object.keys returns an array of keys. We're currently using that. That's ECMA 5. Object.values, object, returns an array of values. Okay, so that's what we need. Object.values and then the object. Okay, so if we did let source key, let source val is object.values source. So then that way we should be able to do source val. There we go, Capulet. Okay, so we have the key and we have the value. Now our job is to make sure that that entire thing exists in the original array. The problem is I can't just search by last, because last exists everywhere as a property. It needs to be last Capulet. I can't probably search by Capulet alone, because what if the key is not last? So I needs to be the entire thing, but we already have the entire thing if I'm not mistaken. If we log source... Oh, we're already doing that. Let me just uncomment this. So that's last Capulet. But the problem is, what if there's multiple things in it? First Tybalt, last Capulet. Will it find last Capulet? This is only one way to find out. Test it. So a collection for each element. If we log element, we get first Romeo, first Mercutio, first Tybalt. We need last Capulet. So it needs to somehow find that, but how? I've never done this, I think. And the thing is, I can't just search if element equal to source, because there's multiple things in it. So I have to check if the key exists Ugh, that's like frustrating. Trying to wrap my mind around it. So let's pretend this is the last one. Element contains this. I need to check if the key exists in there. So let's do logs s object.keys l. We get first last. Object.values l. Okay, there's too many things being logged right now. Gives us, let's unlog these. So we get Romeo, Montague, Mercutio, null, Tybalt, Capulet. So maybe we should search by keys. If Capulet exists, return L. Yeah. So if object.values L. Hold on, what does it return again? It returns. Oh, how do we get the second one? Because you would have to. You get that one. I'm gonna do L1. Is it an array? It's not an array. It needs to be last. So we need to get that one. Let's go back to keys. Keys gives us first last. Console.dir? Is that a thing? What's dir? Never used dir before. It's not doing anything. What does it expect? Oh, do you want me to literally put object in? No. Well, I put source in, which is the object, and it's not showing anything. So we get the bunch of keys, first and last. We need to get the last one. Do I need to loop again? L is an array, isn't it? Let me test something. What if I did L for each? Key. It'd be crazy if that works, but I don't think it will. Imagine it did. Are we logging anything? No, we're not. But object.values, that would return a list of enumerable what if instead of looping through collection, oh, but we first need to figure out where, because if apple, bat, cookie, and Verani, what did you mean by console.dir? Is that because I never used that before? How does that work? Merge. It's a thing, I can't compare the entire thing because if all you're providing is Capulet in last, then I need to return both first and last. So it's not like I can compare, is this equal to that? And it changes. In this case they pass apple 1, bat 2. Wow, this one's quite the struggle. So we don't need to break down our object that it passes in as an argument. That needs to stay as is. We need to find an exact match of apple 1, bat 2. But if there's apple 1, bat 2 and cookie, key in object. So there's no first, but there is a last. What keys do we get? We get last. So if I do source key in source, oh, that works. Okay. Let's try this out. Source key in L returns true 3 times because it's last, last, and last. But we don't care about that, do we? What we care about is the value. What is the value? Source value is capillae. So what we should actually be checking is source value in source. It's false. But that's not true. Capillae does exist. What about source value in source key? It's still false. And source value is capillae. And source key is last. So it finds last. Let's find a method for... We've been here before, haven't we? There's that option. Is there no like predetermined method? It's not a property that we need to find. Ooh. What if we did... So log SLs, oops, log SLs gives us that, and if we did dot values, doesn't give us anything. So L dot values doesn't give us anything, which is strange. What if we did object dot values L? So now we're looking for the source value in object.values, and the source value being capillae. Problem is, we get Tybalt and capillae. It's multiple. We needed to check either or. But it should find it. The source value. What about the source key? Nope. So we at least know how to find last now, but now we need to find the value as well. Let me see that first option again. It was... That's the key, we need the value. Contains a value. You need to iterate and you could create a simple helper, so no method exists. How do we iterate through object values? Because we have a list of object values now. Oh, there's entries. There's a entries one? Why didn't I see? Is that ES like 2007? What version of JavaScript is that? We should specify. (2017). Ooh, that's quite modern. The object.entries method returns an array of a given object's own enumerable string-keyed property key value pairs in the same order as that provided by a for-in loop. The difference being that a for-in loop enumerates properties in the prototype chain as well. The order of the array returned by object.entries does not depend on how object is defined. Oh, we could have just added a 1 there actually. Or the last one. But in this case we could... Let's create index. And let's uncomment everything out so that we're left with is that all? So we're left with Romeo and null. Why? Why just Romeo? Romeo? That's weird. Index should increment each time for each object in the... Zero, 1, 2, dot length. Oh, okay. Because it's first and last. I think we're getting somewhere. And what if we check L? That doesn't work. And keys
gives us first and last. But we don't need the keys, do we? We need to just check if... You know, it's very confusing. Why, when we do object.values, L, do we get Romeo and null? If it was indeed doing the first one, it should be Romeo and Montague. Why is it null? Null is there. That's the last for Mercutio. How is it doing this? That's the first object. Okay, I think I get it now. There is only two objects. That still doesn't make sense. It's doing Romeo and then that one. So it's doing first name and then the last for Mercutio. So without index, we get the three. Romeo, Montague, Mercutio, null, Tybalt, Capulet. Great, that's the three, but why the moment we had the index, all hell breaks loose? And if I do 1, 0 gives us Romeo, Mercutio, Tybalt. 1 gives us Montague, null, and Capulet. So why does that work? Why when we give 0 and 1? That works, but we pass index in. Are we only ever going to have two keys? Oh, you only really can have two. The first is the key, the second is the value. You can't ever have more than that, so technically we can use 0 and 1, can't we? Okay, let me check something out quickly. Just test something here. Okay, so the idea is the source value is going to be Capulet. So if I did something like if so object.values and we need to specify object.values source. Can I log this? See what we get. Interesting. So that's 0 because object.values is Capulet. Oh, right. And if I did keys, that would give us last, yeah. But we're only passing a single one right now. What if we're passing 2? Would have to someone do a check for each one. But luckily for now there's only one. Okay, so let's test with this. Object.values source, we would have to check source 0. Okay, so that finds it. Good. So we're getting somewhere. Then I want you to show me what the value is. Okay, so the ones that match, you're going to show me. So first Tybalt, last Capulet. Is that what it should return? It should. Okay. Wow, this took us a while. But we got our first value. I know for a fact this is not going to work for other cases. But we can only try them. So I'm going to comment this out. We're going to add a new one in, which is this. And see how we fare here. What is in a name? Apple 1, Apple 1, Apple 1, bat 2. And why isn't this working? Let us find out. So source 0 is 1. And what is here? 2. And 0? 0? Oh. That's the first ones. That's the second ones. So we need to use index somehow. Well, not index. We need to loop through and let's not log this. So we get 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. That's the amount of Yeah, objects. Oh. So when we do, I think that makes sense, because when we do index, or rather when we do, it's first going to do this. Wait, that's strange. We just got something now. Oh, but it doesn't work there. Because if we change that... What if we change this to index? Ah, oh, damn it. This needs to basically cycle through 0, 1, 2. Because based on which one it's at, it finds it. What is L again? What if I did L.length? Because it's not an array. So what is L? Type of L is an object. So L is an object, but I think we're gonna need another for loop. Oh god. L2, index 2, what have I done? That needs to go there. Now, index 2 should loop for each one that's inside of it. So, let me see if I can get this like that. Comment that out. Index 2. Okay, we're getting something. And if I comment out the first one, there we go. We get first highbolt, last scapulae. And this one works too. Apple 1, Apple 1. Not the most efficient, but I mean, we're trying to solve the issue. Okay, so both of them work, but this is not dynamic, this is still hard-coded. So can I change this to index 2 as well? It returns Romeo. Oh, the issue is we only want the first one. Yeah, no, so we gotta keep it like that, because that should never change. Okay, let's check the other cases as well. This one should return empty, but it doesn't. It has to find all of them, that's the problem. It finds... Oh, I bet you if B wasn't here it would return empty? No, it still returns the whole thing. So it's only looking for the first match, that's why. Log S. I need to know what's going on here. Zero is the 1. B B is 999, so 1 and 2 is the 3. So I would basically need 0, 1, and 2. Both of these, log them out. So this is what I would essentially need. All 3. And can we get a log s of what this is? That's only for the matching ones. I need those 3 values. I can't do index though. That's the problem. I need those 3. Actually, you know what? What if we did it inside of here, but instead of checking that, we do L2. So I probably need 0, 1, 2. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, that works. This is crazy. It's getting ridiculous now. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. Because what I'm going to do now is index 2. There, so I get 1. No, it's not correct yet. So this is me? Yeah. So collection for each, L2 index 2. Collection, which is the entire thing, for each, for every object in there. That's the element. That's 1, 2, 3. What if I did index of 0? Why can't it just work? And that only ever returns 1 value. Whereas if I had it 0, 1, so I'm gonna need a for loop, it seems. Collection that length only 1. A length of 1. Does index go down, I wonder? Does it change each run for each? It does go up each time. What can we iterate over, I'm wondering? There must be something we can iterate over. There must be. The number of properties. Object.keys collection.length. That's still 1. How's there only 1 keys? There's 3, is there not? Actually, hold on, let me get out of the for each. No, it's still the same in the for each. Interesting. L.length is 3. Can I do L? No, I can't. L gives me the 3 that I need. Okay. So that's what we need to use. That's our for loop. So we need L, and then at the index I. We need object.values L I. And keys gives us ABC. We want the values, right? I can't remember anymore which we wanted. Yeah, we wanted the values. That's 1, 2, 3 as an array. That works though, doesn't it? It should theoretically work. Yeah, then we just compare it. Is it the same as that? And now I just need to get this one. So log s object dot values source. Should have been source, but we're getting nothing. What's source? Why is there nothing in source? What the hell? Oh, there's an issue here. When I uncomment this, then we get that. 199, 9999, 9, and 3. So that works fine, but the moment I bring this one out, the other one stops working. That's interesting, because that gives me the actual values that I need. And the reason for that is Because it's not in an array, it looks like. That's the confusing part. That's in an array with an object. But we need to somehow access that array. Let's first figure out how we can do that. So doing collection gives us that. We need to get it out of the array. And it seems to only ever be once. So what if we did 0? 0? Yes. Yes, that works. So do I just add a L0 into that? I don't think so. But that's essentially what I need. Without the extra logs. Nope. Back to the drawing board. Wait, didn't we do this before? What was source key? Source key is... but it's in an array. And if we did source 0? Interesting. So if we do object.keys source 0, we get AAA. Why is A repeated 3 times? Oh, right. 1, 2, 3. So if I change this to I, we'll get ABC. If I change this, A1, B99, C, that's perfect. Okay, so this is referring to our source. But not really, because A1, B99 and C3 are our... no, it is our source, never mind, yeah. Okay, so now we know the values. Now we need to somehow get the value of... what is L? So I think we could just replace this with, instead of source, have it say L. And log these out. ABC, perfect. Have a copy of this. And change this to... keys and values. So ABC, perfect. So that's the value. But it's not always going to be in that order, that's the problem now. Wow, this is by far the trickiest one. I can get every single individual value, but now we just mess up because that's not what we want to do. We want to make sure, does this entire key exist in there? Yes or no? I think I've overcomplicated it again. Like big time. I feel I've super complicated it. Like, it's not that hard. The issue is trying to figure out the logic. Like, we can break this down to like the lowest level, clearly. Like, I can get it to the individual values, but I think we took it a step too far. So let's go out one until we find what we're looking for. Log s, right, object.keys source. What does that give us? It gives us ABC. Gives us ABC, right. And if we do source just by itself, we get the full pair. Okay, I think I'm onto something. Okay, this case is simple because there's only one of them. But let's say there was two of them. Okay, so there's two of them. But we want one for each of them. So inside our for loop, if I did a logs collection, I have to do I A and B. Yeah, that works. A and B, A and B. Okay, so that works. But we are getting repetition because length is based on object.keys L, where L is the collection. So for every element. Let's see what that looks like. Is that L? Hold on, that can't be, right? Okay, so L. If L equal to, God, if this works, I'll be so upset. Source. We don't get a match. Because what is source? Console.log source. Hold on, let's just do log s. Is that source? It is. A1, B999, and L is? Oh, of course, they shouldn't match. Wait, this is fine. We're not going to find a match here. If we wanted a match, we would need to copy this in, like over here, then we should get a match. Okay, why aren't we getting a match? That's weird. If L is equal to source, none of those match. That's strange because L does change each time based on its index. So they should find a match. Source doesn't change. So why is this suddenly an issue now? That's what L is. For each element. A1, B2, C3 is the first option. The second one is A1, B999, C3. How is that not the same as that? I mean, they identical. Does it not compare based on that? It's a false? How? How is that false? And if I do not equal to, it's true. I think this is where we need to compare. That is so weird, because you would think this is exactly the same, unless I'm confusing the two. This is an object, that's an object. What kind of comparison does it do? Does it not compare the object to the object? Clearly not. Am I honestly gonna have to like compare property to property one by one? I honestly thought there was a way that you can compare an entire object to an entire object. What if I did JSON.stringify? Like I convert it to a string. Would that help it? Like coerce it? Oh! Interesting. That worked. So JSON stringify works. Now we're getting somewhere. If I change anything anywhere, then it becomes false. Okay, so JSON stringify works, because then as a string we can do the comparison. Take the entire thing. So JSON.stringify L is the same as JSON.stringify source. We got a they match. Hey! Okay, we're getting somewhere. So now we only want to log what matched. So the one that matches is that one. A1, B99, C3. And the only reason it matches is because we put it in there. Okay, but that's an edge case. What happens with the other ones, like the apples? We got apple 1. We got apple 1, but we didn't get apple 1 and bat 2. Okay, so the issue here is that we're matching the entire string to what they give us as the entire string. We need to just match one of them. As in, let me show you what I mean. So log s l, come on. Why are you not logging now? The hell? Log s l, go. Do I not? Oh, I don't have anything. My bad. Okay, so we're gonna uncomment these, okay? This is what we get. We get apple 1, apple 1. So that matches. The first two match because they're exactly the same. The third one fails. The reason for that is it's got bat in it. So we need to somehow extrapolate them individually. I think that's where our for loop's going to come in handy. So if I do log s l I, no, l I, no, that's not what I want to do. We need to get each one individually. One of these does it. It's not that one. Why is that all apple? Is it keys? Apple, 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 bat, close. I want apple 1 and bat 2 to be separate. Let's play around with this until we get it right. What we're looking for is... No, I'm pretty sure it should be L. Collection. We need that part only. The first... Okay, so let's start from the bare beginnings. Object.keys returns a list of keys. Right, so we're gonna get 0, 1, 2. What? That doesn't look right. Why is it doing that? If we get object.keys L, we get apple, and we get apple and bat. Now in our example, as long as it has the first one, how do we get the first one? Can I go 1 here? 2? I think so. Yes. Perfect. So I do I. Apple, 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 bat. And our one is source, which is apple. Okay, so let's go here now. So we got apple. So that's not going to work here. It's going to work inside of here though. Inside our if. Apple, 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 bat, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If equal to Apple. Just want to test to see if this will work. Console.log, yes. Okay, good. So now that that works, we need to match it to source. To this one. Can we log SL then for each one that matches? And let's stop logging that one. So it will return apple, apple, and apple and bat. What about if we have another one that's not apple? Which is, let's say, cat. Oops, wrong one. It's that one. Cool, it doesn't return cat. Brilliant. So that solves that edge case. But like I said, we're going to be playing around because that's specific. Let's go to this one. And it needs to... So what will it return? Oh, it will return 1, 2, 3. No, but it can't return 1, 2, 3. This is what we're logging. ABC, ABC, BGX. So it's individual, whereas source I is ABC, ABC. Okay, because we're matching on the key but not the value as well. I could match by value. That would be easy enough to get. I's value would be that one. And this one's would just change to values. So that would give us the values. So now they have to match by key and value. We don't get a yes anymore. Shouldn't there be an exact match here? A1, A1. This one, A1, A1, B9, B9, C3, C3. This one should technically match. But it's not. Let's just double check. Source I. It's ABC, ABC, ABC. Whereas we've got ABC, ABC, BGX. Keys are fine. Is it the values that's messed up then? 1999, 3, 1999, 3. That remains the same. Where's the values? 123, 1993. Second set is the one I want. How is it not the same? Do I have to like put these in little parentheses for it? No. Did I mess it up? Object.keys L and object.values L equal to object.keys source and object.values source. If the element at index, let's say 1, and the value at index 1, so these should always match together, is the same as the object key at index 1 It might have to do with our indexing here. In fact, if I were to change this to 9999, no. And if I added another set there, so it's 3 of them, it still doesn't match. Wow. Okay, we can't do this anymore. Let's redo this. Let's not worry about the source value for now. What is source key? The source key is ABC. Okay. Let's work with that. What if we filtered out a list of objects that don't match a criteria? Let test equal to collection dot filter. This is going to be our object. Just see what that gives us. Gives us okay, cool. So that's the correct one. So that gives us all of our objects, right? A1, B2, C3. Those are objects. Then we need to let's see what array methods there are. I need to find a specific What is similar? For each, calls a function for each. That is the issue, I think, because we're running it on every single one. Is there another option as map? There's keys, what? So this is what I should have been looking at, arrays, not the freaking objects. Ooh, I remember we did this one in the functional programming section. Checks if every element in an array passes a test. We need that. We need every. So you pass it on. Every, check it out. So every single thing that you pass in needs to pass. That's what we need from what we give it. So we would then give it our source keys, right? So source key dot every. Let's use that as a key. We need to check if it has the key. So that's the key, the property. So that's has own property. So it will be the object dot has own property, and then the key that we're looking for. In this case, key being ABC. So all of them have ABC in them. Actually, that one doesn't have. Why is that one included? Why is the X included? We got ABC, ABCA. Oh, and we don't have that one, right. Okay, so that makes sense. Has own property key. And then we need to get that key is the same as the source's key. So, and object of the key is the same as our source key. Oh no, it's the source itself, right? Okay. What is test now? Test is blank now. I'll have to return this as well, else we're not going to get out. So A1, B999, C3. Because that's the one match. And if I were to remove this, it would be empty. Great. Okay. Please tell me I got this now. Apple, apple, apple pad, yes. Oh! Tybold? Yes! God.
In the future, note to self, look at array methods. Array methods is what we need. Not object methods. I'm gonna save this, because that's what confused the hell out of me. I was looking for object methods, when in reality I should be using array methods, because that is everything that I need to use right here. And how could I have forgotten about every instead of doing an if, because then that will allow me to make sure that each condition passes, and that's what we needed, no matter how many. So we're filtering it, and then filter is based on every passing, and every is basically checking that our object has the property from our key, and the key being the specific element that we're working on, and the object key is the same as the source's key. I feel like an idiot. Look at this. Like, look how many lines we had of testing to just... Even the stringify, that was a clever one. JSON stringifying to compare it as a string. That only works if they're exactly the same, so that's why it would have failed in certain cases. So it wants to return array, but we already have an array. Can't I just return test? Well, actually, can't I just return this like it is? Return this? Do I have to return array? Because that would be so much easier. Let's see if we pass the test. Oh! I can't believe we've only done one in almost 2 hours. Damn. Okay, so still struggling with objects, clearly. Arrays are fine. Objects and... yeah, objects and me not working. Definitely an issue there. I need to work on that. I should not be struggling that much, and yet I am. Wow. Well, we at least passed it. So we did that one. Let's see if we can't get this one and then call it a night. Because 2 hours, I was expecting to do like several challenges. And we just do the one. We learned something at least, didn't we? What's this now? Spinal tap case. Convert a string to spinal case. Spinal case is all lowercase words joined by dashes. Okay, that sounds easy. That sounds easy. That sounds easy. Remember we did that yesterday for the URL slug. So first we do string dot to lowercase. Right. I just want to log string while we're busy doing it. Okay. Wait, what? Why didn't to lowercase work? Oh, because I need to do string equal to string to lowercase. Dot replace every space with a... Wait. Did I forget replace again? Isn't replace... I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. Am I confusing it? Oh, it's the regex version. Right. Okay, so then that means it's expecting regex. So every word. Will that work? No? We got something else here. This is spinal WBR tab should return. Okay. So we got some cases that we need to solve. Let's see what we get here. The tag needs to be removed completely. Teletubby say eh oh. Oh god. Why did I read that? Regex Spear to the rescue! Okay, so first up, when we do this, matches anything that's not a word. So the reason this worked is because it wasn't a word. In the case of this, the tags, we need to also match everything that's inside of the tag somehow. Can I do that with the group? Or it needs to end there. There we go. So that's the group. So now we're getting everything in a tag. So even if you're a super long thing, cool. So we got the tag. So it needs to be that or anything that's not a word. So in this case, if we didn't have a tag, it would just be that. Perfect. So that's gonna be for our tag situation. So we get this is spinal tap, so that's good. But now the issue we have is, how do they expect us to have this hyphenated when the original word, oh, we have to see that it's a new word due to the fact that it's capitalized. Oh man. So for each capital word. Okay, interesting. Do we have a specific one that can get the case? I want to get the capital I. What do we have? Character classes. We got a word, but it needs to be capital. That's substitution. So it shouldn't ignore the case, but how do we tell it, hey, that's got to be a capital W?
So it needs to be a word, but a capital word. Oh, I guess instead of using W, we would have to use A to Z. Case sensitive. So in this case, we want to match every capital. The problem is it's going to replace it. I don't want to replace it. I want it just before it. How do we... I don't want to replace the I. Because if I leave it as it is now, it's going to replace every capitalized word with a hyphen. And we don't want that. So we need to find the index that it's at somehow. But this doesn't work in sequential order, it does it all at the same time. And even if I did a for each, okay, let's duplicate this. And let's find all the capitals first. So all the capitals. And we're not gonna lowercase it. We're gonna have to do lowercasing afterwards. See, so this spinal app. What if I did string.find? Find. Search. Can I use regex for it? Yeah, you can. Let's not replace anything. String.search. We're gonna console.log. And we're gonna close that off. String.search. And then the regex, which is going to be this. It finds 4. So the return value is a number representing the position of the first occurrence. The first occurrence. What's our string? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is correct. What if we... How do we get the length of the string? We can just do .length, can't we? String.length. Yeah, 20. So we loop through the length of the string. Only problem is the moment that you add something, I'm not sure that'll work, but we can try. Can try, doesn't hurt. Then we do string.search. We do that. We try to find the first one. First capital equal to string, right? So then what we should do is so the first one is 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we're going to want to add a hyphen at that index -1. Is there a way to add at? Match, prototype, repeat, replace. Would we do a replace, I'm wondering? Extracts part of a string. So we might have to do substring. So console.log sub, is it all lowercase? Sub, let's search, all lowercase, yes. So substring 0 to first capital. So string.substring, this. That's correct. So we got this. Now we need to add a hyphen in. There's a lot of things that need to happen. So we get up at all where the cut's gonna happen. Then we need to add a hyphen to that. Let's call this new string. And we're gonna do new string. Console.log new string. That's this. Plus, we need to add the hyphen. So the next thing that needs to happen now is we need to remove or we need to turn it to lowercase now. Can we do... Am I gonna have to use get character at? Console.log character at first capital string dot character at, so the I, good. And what if I did dot to lowercase? Will that make it lowercase? Yes, it will. Great. So then we need to do this. Remove that, remove that. So once we've changed it, then we need to make it lowercase. Then first capital needs to change. Console.log first capital. The next one's at 8. The first one was at 4. That's correct. Wait, what does substring do again? The first one is the position where to start the extraction. Okay, we don't have to worry about new string. But what we do need to worry about is changing first capital plus equal to string dot search. String equal to string dot character at first capital to lowercase. So it just turns into I? Oh, Flight X, hey, how's it going? Oh, having quite the entertaining factor here. I'm trying to convert each capital letter individually into lowercase because I have to add a hyphen next to it. It's a fun little algorithm. It worked fine when there were spaces. And the thing is, I can find every capital letter with regex, but if I replace it, then the original letter is lost. Oh, so yeah, I'm doing good otherwise. let's do a search. Replace. Let's see if there's a specific way to do that. Because I only want to replace a specific character in the string. I don't want to replace every underscore. I want to replace it at index of. So I'm gonna have to change the string prototype. Interesting. Create our own string prototype. Let's see if that works for us. You know, a string is an array of characters. Yeah, exactly. What I need to do is replace a specific character in that string. And usually you can't do that, but with a bit of modification like this, we should be able to do that. Because then with that modification, we should use it as replace at the index and what we want to replace it with. So then I should be able to do look at that example again. So string dot replace at, we need the index that we're going to replace it at and what we want to replace it with. So the index is going to be at the first capital that we find, and we're replacing it with get the character at the first capital and make it lowercase. So if that works, so string equal to string dot replace at the first capital, and the replacement is going to be the string at the first capital to lowercase. So what does that give us? It didn't seem to replace the I. Let me first make sure I'm getting... What is the string at the first capital? It is an I. And then there's this and then there's that. What? How does that work? Why is there... string character at the first capital? Is it because of the definition it changed inside there? I think I did it twice, that's why. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Okay, so there's the first I. So then, will this work now? Yes! Perfect. It made the I lowercase, then it switched to the S, then the T, which is the S and then a T, but now the problem is it didn't change the S or the T. Oh no, it did! It did! Yes! It worked! Amazing! That worked! A little modified replace that worked. Okay. Now, the only modification we need to add is... it needs to add a hyphen, so it needs to have
a hyphen plus. Yes, this dash. Oh no! Why is it for every single space? Okay, something went wrong there. This is spinal is fine. How do we solve this? We got it to lowercase, that works fine. It's doing exactly what it needs to do. But the replacement is the issue. Because the moment I add a hyphen, that's correct. The first one is correct. But then it just starts messing everything up. I wonder if instead the length of the characters we should change it just to the amount of capitals. Because this function is just going to be for this edge case. So there's 1, 2, 3. So if I set I to 4, I less than 4. Okay, but where do the words go? It like chows. I wonder if it's the positioning that I'm doing. Can I do that? No, because then it removes the word. It like just chows the word again. Okay, hold on. I think I know what I need to do. We need to add the word that's missing. But we're already adding it here. Why do I need to add the word again? It's the next word that it cuts off. Why? How do we add an extra, like... I think it's because we're replacing it at that next character. You got any ideas, Flightex? So if I had to add double, would it remove double the amount of words? Yeah, it does. I get what's happening because it's replacing whatever is next in the order in that array. Funny those way, like you push it in. I might have to make a new string. So we have new string, don't we? Yeah, we do. Because this is what we want. We want this is. Let last index equal to new string dot length if I'm not mistaken. Then we'll do last index we want substring actually. Where's substring? Substring. So the first one is the position, where to start, and the last number of characters. Yeah. So we need substring to the first capital. So new string is equal to if only it was that easy off FlightX. I already did it in regex. I found every character that's A to Z, even had a nice little complicated regex here. I can match anything that's not a character. So as you can see here, I match everything and replace it. No, that's not the case. I can promise you. I don't mind going back, I could show you. There's many different cases. Cool. Let me put it back to what I had, and then you can see what I had. Let me show you what I had. It was this. So you see here, the original one is this. Let me show you. So you see here, the case, this is Spinal Tap, right? They wanted that it needs to be all lowercase and the words need to be separated by a hyphen. So cool, not a problem. See my regex works. Lowercase this dash spinal dash tap. Cool, not a problem. Now, what about in the case where the words are not separated by anything? The only separation is a capital letter each time. Now I can find the capital letter and I can replace it. The problem is regex will replace its match. So if it finds the capital letter, it will replace the capital letter. Does that make sense? And then to find the tag's easy enough. I did a regex here where I have a group which is matching any word that's not a word plus a lowercase word, and as you can see there, I find the tags. Because regex has groups and you can remember your groups. Oh nice, then how do I set the group up? Because then I could just fix my regex. Because I did a group for the tags. That's when you call the $1, $2 or something. I can't remember, right? Because for the OR, I'm matching any capital letter and then I'm removing it. How do I recall this? I'm going to add it as a group. So that's capture group 2, right? Okay. Just want to make sure, is this the one causing the issue? So what's happening here is we match anything that's not a word. That's for the tags. So we match anything that's not a word. So that's how we get that opening tag. Then we match every word in the opening tag, and then we end it by anything that's not a word. Does that make sense? We're only trying to find words in the tag. We have different test cases. Why can't I use what I did, which is lowercase w, which matches every word? That works the same as yours, just not having to type that. Can you see this? Should I make it a bit bigger for you? There you go. Yeah, but that's fine. We only want words. It doesn't matter if it's small. Or am I missing something? I mean like numbers and that. Because lowercase w will match alphanumeric as well. It's alphanumeric, numbers and letters. So you want to change it to... So the first group, we want to match everything in that tag. So the first group is going to be... Then how do you get that special tag? Do you want me to specifically match a character? You want me to do it like that? So it starts like that. A to Z. Can't you do it like that if I remember correctly? Wasn't there a way that you can do case insensitive? Yeah, if you want to help me out, then just share it with me and I'll give it a try. There was one or more. Just trying to remember how that selection works. Wait, why can't I have anything in the tag? Just have a dot. Why can't I just have a dot inside? That makes it so much more sense. Plus, because we know tags are going to be like that, we don't care. Whatever's in the tag, remove it. Right? So that can be case 1. And case 2 is going to be the caps to lower caps. Your case isn't going to work for tags. You got to remember that, eh? Or are you just trying to solve the one first? Yeah, what about the tags? The opening and closing tags? I said, what about the opening and closing tags? Like I said, it's fine. I'll show you afterwards. Your case isn't going to work. So we remove that. Oh, you need these in tags. Okay, 1, 2, to lowercase. And what about adding a hyphen? And all that? Like, did you like miss everything completely? This is like no better than what I had. The output needs to be like this. Every word needs to be separated by a hyphen. So if I had a hyphen here, where can I... I can't add a plus in, can I? And at the return? Why can't I just do it in one line? Is that a... You have an underscore. Why do you have an underscore? Oh, did you mean to put that in instead? Now you're replacing every word. What was the S supposed to be? And you have an underscore. But that's not how you get a space. You mean backslash? There you go. That's a space. And the underscore? Were you trying to... Or underscore? Store doesn't work. And you don't match the tags either. Yeah, there's multiple ones. But we need to try and focus on this one first. And this is the one. So there are no spaces and there are no dashes in them. So the dash needs to occur before the capital letter happens. So in theory, the output needs to look like this. This is what it needs to look like. Without the tags, which your case didn't cover, and I added that in the regex. So opening tag, anything, multiples of closing tag. That will cover the tag. That's not the problem. This is what the output needs to look like from that. And we have no hyphens between where they're happening. So you said I can use the 1 and the 2, but that didn't seem to do anything. How do I add a hyphen before each thing that I've replaced? Because that's what needs to happen. So every capital letter that I've replaced, I don't know why you did the A to Z. It needs to be capitals only. So let me remove the first group. We only have group 1. So A to Z. Now I need to add a hyphen before it. But how does it read this? Because that looks like a string. If I wanted a hyphen before it... And I can't add a plus in there because it's not going to see that. It's like a pure string, right? Is it even doing anything? I might have to use string literals. Ah, no, that didn't work. Does regex remember the capture groups? When I use S1 and all that? Hey! Okay, so that worked. If it's capitals. If there's a tag, that's another thing now. Let's drop our tag 1 in. That's going to be group 2. So the only problem with that now is we have a double. Getting somewhere at least. This is tricky because, yeah, if we add a hyphen before, if it starts with a capital letter, we can't add a hyphen then.
do A to Z. We don't need this then. A to Z. We're gonna match every white space or the underscores. Maybe not have two lowercase there, but have two lowercase there. It just makes sense. We match the first one, then get the second one there. But it still doesn't handle that case. What if we did like I did before, where we split it all into multiple lines? Because then, what's the regex that we have? So every white space, or every underscore, or if it starts with capitals, what is string right now? This is... okay, we gotta remove that tag though. So the first thing we do is we just match by this. String.replace. Cool. So replace the tags, or rather remove tags. Now that we've done that, then we can split it. Then we're going to join each one by a hyphen, and then we need to make it lowercase. That should work. Can we include the replace though? I think we can. So we can have that there. Dot split. So it can be all in one line. So string.replace. Remove all the tags. Once the tags are cleaned out, then split it by a space or an underscore, or if there's a capital letter, and then join it again with a hyphen. Will that work for every case though? It does! Oh, wow!
So then instead of doing string equal to, we can just return. And then we can remove all of this out of here. Get the first case back. Remove all of our excess code that we do not need. It was close the first time. I knew that I didn't need to use a capture group. Although that's something I need to look out for in the future. I just forgot about split. Because that's how we did it last time. We got it each by array. Because then we can split it by every character that matches. That is way easier. Trying to just do a straight up replace, a little bit harder. This made it easy though. So yeah, we replace everything that's a tag, and we know it's a tag because of the opening and the closing. So we say it opens with, and then the dot is anything, and as many of those anythings until it closes. So we get rid of that first. We replace it with nothing. We replace it, we remove it completely. And then that resulting string, we split it by anything that's a space or an underscore, or if it has capital letters. And then we finally take that string and we join it by a hyphen. And then we turn everything to lowercase. We can't do it lowercase first because then obviously our condition here won't match and we won't be able to split. Wow. It took way longer than it should have. But it's done at least. We are done. That feels good. Thanks OfflightX for trying to explain the groups to me. I gotta remember to use that at some point. I was wondering, yeah, how do you get back the thing that you used? That makes so much sense now. Groups. Huh. But yeah, anyway, that's solved. That means we get through to that, and oh no! Pigletten! Removing the what seems to be the first word and appending A to the end of it. Unless it starts with an A. I always say this looks easy. But it's most likely not going to be easy. But I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. I'm done for now. I feel just like, wow, so much has happened. That first one that took us 2 hours, way longer than I thought it would be. But that was fun. Yeah, these challenges really are challenging. But each challenge that we solve is going to get us a little bit closer to that sweet victory at the end and prepare us hopefully for our projects. But yeah, until then, until tomorrow, I will be gone for now. So hope you guys have an awesome one. Bye for now.